Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Montana, and in this video, we're going to be going over a route in Madden that is going to help if you guys are struggling against man coverage. Now, before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below, hit that noti bell so you guys never miss a video. If you have nothing to say, well, just comment FTA. It stands for the algorithm, and it helps push these videos to more and more people. And the more people we reach, the more we grow. Now, let's get right into it. This is going to be a very simple video. It's sort of not really like a complete like testing of hot routes and stuff like that, but there is something that some of you guys need to know and learn if you guys are going to be going forward and playing Madden in the next year's game, because it's been the same in every single year. But obviously there are small tricks that some pro level players will do to kind of get an advantage over a specific kind of defense. So if someone is playing man coverage on your defense, there are a few routes that are going to absolutely torch in this kind of formation. You got drags, you have angling routes, you have corner routes, you have post routes, you have crossing routes. But one of the hardest people to guard when it comes to these running back routes, one of the hardest things to guard when it comes to playing man coverage are the running back. So if I put my running back in any kind of angle route or any route that's going up the field, it doesn't really matter. Wheel routes, it doesn't matter. You're going to be able to hit that running back almost every single time. Now, granted, he's in a 3-rec, so he just played that. He was in a yellow, so he's going to play that regardless. But in a one-on-one situation, there are not many plays that are going to result in the running back not being open. Whether it be on a sideline pass, it doesn't really matter. You're going to be able to hit the running back a lot. So with that being said, a lot of people are going to end up manning up the running back. That's just how things work. They always want a body on that person. Even if you're playing zone coverage. So say they're coming out and they're playing some sort of zone coverage. So let's take this guy here. Since we are in trips tight end, and we're going to take this guy and we're going to man him up on the running back, right? Why? Because we have this guy here that's going to be able to guard this, and then we got him that's guarding the tight end, etc., 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 right? Now, if you have this running back on any kind of route, that outside cornerback is going to follow him wherever it is that he goes. So it's exactly what I'm showing you right now. Look, you see the cornerback, he's right there, he's guarding him. But once again, like I said, you simply just want a body out there to pretty much contain the running back. He's one of the best routes in the game. Now, the reason why this is such a good thing to know when it comes to man coverage is because there is a slight glitch when it comes to manning up any receiver on the running back. Now, if I go ahead and block this running back, you are going to notice that outside cornerback that I have manned up to the running back is now going to choose a different assignment, and it's usually the closest person to him, which in this case is going to be the tight end, because he's on a corner route. Now you see how he's clamping up that corner route? That's simply the tight end, and that corner ends up manning up himself on the tight end out there, and that's going to be frustrating. Especially it's just going to be one of those coverages where he's got zone everywhere else, but that tight end ends up getting bagged simply because they're sending a blitz, and it gets frustrating, and it's one of those things that frustrates a lot of players. Now, the way to combat this, if you notice that they're playing some kind of zone coverage with the running back being out there, is the blue routes. So even if you have it on your tight end, what I mean by a blue route, I mean a check and release route. So right now, we have a check and release, and then we have a block and release hook. Either of these will work. You simply want them to pretty much stay back and help on any kind of blitzes. So let's go ahead and actually just send people off of the right and the left side, I guess. It doesn't really matter how many people we send. But now that outside cornerback, now say we man him up again, and we man him up on that same person. That outside cornerback is now going to stay exactly where he's at and not bother anybody. He's simply going to kind of stay to his role, and he's going to sit there and make sure that running back doesn't go out towards any routes. But look at the tight end now. The tight end ends up wide open in this kind of situation, which allows you to pretty much make a better read when it comes to playing the game. Now I'm going to showcase exactly what the what the cornerback does in the situation, because he's manned up, he's waiting for that running back to pretty much go out. But the running back is simply staying back to help block, just in case there are any kind of blitzes. This is one of the most underrated hot routes in the game, and you could do it with the tight end as well. So the tight end has the block and release flat and the block and release hook, and the delay fade. You could actually run all three of them with the tight end. I kind of like the block and release, the drag, simply because he ends up running down the field. So if we are blitzing and someone is manned up, so let's go. Let me run that back one more time real quick, just so we can get it. As you can see, boom. This route's not the worst route, but it does end up helping against that man coverage. So instead of those players going ahead and doubling another kind of player, you end up getting solid blocking, and you end up getting a nice block and release route that ends up helping. So say they're going ahead and manning certain people up on certain people, just like this. Now, if I check and release those routes, let's go ahead and do the block and release hook this time. Actually, let's just do the same one where we're doing the check and release. Now, the way that we have this set up, those two guys are going to stay exactly where they're supposed to until those routes end up going out. I'm just going to throw a random bad read. But those blue routes are going to help so that your offense doesn't get clamped up by man coverage, because one of the main things that people that run man coverage do is they sit there and they run all out coverage, right? They run all, whatever type of coverage that they are running. And then out of nowhere, they will send a full on blitz. And if they're sending this full on blitz and they're sitting there and they have certain people manned up, you are going to simply make sure you have some blue routes on the field, check and release, whatever the case is. And now this blitz that I'm sending a man blitz, and I have those two guys manned up. The running back and the tight end are going to stay in the backfield and help block the blitz, while you're going to make sure that you have a nice read, and you're going to go ahead and score touchdowns over and over and over again, especially against this man coverage meta. My name is Tony Montana. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. I will see you guys in the next one. And as always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.